Hi, this is Nathan Batty with ChristianResearcher.com. Today I want to share a new book with you that just came in. It's fresh off the press. It's called A Theology of the Family. This is compiled by David Brown, who many of you may be familiar with. He wrote a book called A Weed in the Church. And David Brown's very concerned with the family and how the family worships together and how to make families more successful and get back to a biblical pattern for the family. What he's done is he's composed 118 different articles from a number of different authors that span 5 centuries worth of material. Most of these articles are very old, by old-time preachers, such as C.H. Spurgeon, the commentator John Gill, the commentator Matthew Henry and Philip Doddridge, Jonathan Edwards, the old-time preacher, and Martin Luther. These are just a few of the names of many very old writers. And though we wouldn't agree with some of these writers in matters of salvation, whenever we're talking about the family and the structure of the family and the roles within the family, this offers some great material from some old Reformation preachers. It's divided into 12 different sections, and the sections include the family worship, godly manhood, the virtuous woman, bringing up children, fatherhood, motherhood, childbearing, abortion has a section on that, duties of sons and daughters, the topic of modest apparel, and the thoughts for young people. Really, when you boil it down, there's several sections in particular that it gives great material in. Number 1, marriage. Who should we marry? What should we be looking for in a spouse? How should we prepare for marriage? Number 2, whenever you're talking about an existing marriage, how are husbands supposed to treat their wives? What is the father's role in raising up children? What are some areas that he should focus on? We're talking about the women. What's a woman's role in regard to her husband in teaching her children, in forming the family? How is it that she's supposed to function as a wife and as a mother? Whenever we talk about children, it gives a lot of great advice on raising children as far as discipline goes, some things that they need instruction in, how to go about guiding young children and bringing them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. It gives instructions specifically to children. What is your role within the family? How is it that you should be respecting your parents and fulfilling your God-given role of submission and learning being raised in the family? It also deals with 2 important issues in our society today. One is abortion. What's the Bible teach about abortion? That's something that we don't generally talk about from a biblical perspective, but it gives a lot of great material on that subject. It also has a section on modesty. What's the biblical guidelines and boundaries for modesty? What type of mindset should we have as Christians in how we clothe ourselves and how we present ourselves? How does the topic of modesty affect marriage, the formulation of families, the spiritual well-being in our society? A tremendous amount of material is covered in this book. It's 712 pages. It's a really nice hardback, as you can see. Just fresh off the press on Amazon for Prime members. This book goes for $39. However, on our website, you can pick up a copy in our bookstore for $27.99, and then, of course, there's shipping on top of that. This is a tremendous book. As we said, it's a new book, but it's kind of old. You want to hear some old-time gospel preachers preach about the family and the way that God ordained it from the Bible. This is a great source of material. Everybody can benefit from reading this material, whether you're raising children, maybe you're an older parent, maybe you're a young person that's thinking about getting married. Maybe you're a young person that's facing difficulties being a young person. This addresses a lot of that material, a lot of those questions people have, and does so from a biblical perspective, from people who respect the authority of the Scriptures and the inspiration of God-breathed Scripture. We thank you for your time, and go by our bookstore, pick up a copy today, and share it with others. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.